Hello again.
Hello.
This is John
And
Eamon,
the base god.
the base Eamon.
Yes.
We are once again back in the In-N-Out parking lot. Yeah, there we go. And we are in week 2.
Yeah.
Week dose. We'll briefly recap week 1.
Yeah, some near upsets, some actual upsets.
If you were a fan of Michigan,
Miami, Florida State. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's sorry. Your seasons are about to be very bad. It's not that rare that you see a game in week 1 that tells you immediately what to expect from the rest of the season. But we got 3 of them last weekend, and it ain't looking good. It ain't looking good for any of those teams.
Miami in particular. I think they've got some real talent at most positions, but they're not going to win anything with Malik Rozier as the quarterback.
No, it's kind of like what we saw at Cal, I guess. Bowers has shown very little to no improvement in game week 1.
Yeah, it's too bad because he was pretty solid last year.
Yeah, so was Rozier
for most parts. Yeah, he just came out looking like he'd regressed. But
yeah.
it is one game, but it was disappointing to see. We'll get into Cal a little bit later too.
Yeah. For FSU, it took me about 5 days to come to this conclusion, but I believe, yes, Willie Taggart is not a very good coach, but also he got left with a very terrible team from what I could gather.
Seems that way.
Your only bright spot is DeAndre Francois, and everything else is very miserable. The defense could not tackle. They appear not to have a running back who can do anything. There's if they had receivers, we didn't really find out because the O-line was so bad.
True.
So,
and yet they still have a shot of making it to the ACC championship game because there's only 3 good teams in the ACC.
How sad. But yeah, then we're in for a really bad ACC championship game.
Clemson's gonna steamroll somebody. So.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah. What else? Cal, like I was saying, Cal looked pretty good, but
Cal's defense looks outstanding. They got looks like they might have the best secondary in the conference.
But the offense was a problem. They did not put enough points on the board, and so we ended up winning by only a touchdown. Mm-hmm. And we probably should have won by more, considering if you watched the whole game, it sure as hell looked like we should have won by more.
Yeah, Patrick Laird is a very good running back, but you can't just hand it to him like 40 times a game or whatever. You need some sort of quarterback play, and none of the 3 quarterbacks that played on Saturday really showed much of anything. Yeah. Although I guess Garber's maybe showed some flashes, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see as the season goes on. They have a challenging game this weekend. We'll get into that. AP poll, absolutely dog shit. The AP, I think the Pac-12 asked them to be nice to them, so they advanced Stanford 3 places for doing nothing. And they had
for playing a good half of football.
Yeah, for playing one good half of football against a team that will not be ranked this season. And Washington played a tight game with Auburn.
That one I'm less.
Yeah, that one's not.
That one's not as embarrassing because
they dropped Auburn, 3 spots. It makes sense.
Yeah, Auburn hung in there for most of the game against a tough SEC opponent and fell.
Yeah.
But they'll be back.
Yeah, and then outside of the Pac-12, you have LSU getting moved up way too high.
Well, they demolished Miami, dude.
But
I mean,
Miami's terrible, as we just found out.
You can't both be terrible.
Okay, fine. Fine.
There's got to be some middle ground.
LSU's going to get shreked by the rest of the SEC.
Yeah, probably.
Except for maybe South Carolina, but we'll see. The one that really was a conundrum was Ohio State. They moved them up one whole spot.
Of course.
Over Wisconsin.
You're surprised about this?
Who also won their game. So Wisconsin won, Ohio State won. They both beat chump teams. But Ohio State gets to go ahead of Wisconsin?
It's Ohio State, man. There's no rhyme or reason to it.
Nothing makes sense anymore. I mean, if the world made sense, they would have both just kept the same rank. So I don't know. I don't get it. Anyway, let's move on. Mark this spot 5 minutes, 15 seconds in is where we start the week 2 preview.
Yes.
We're kicking it off hot and heavy. 9 a.m. on Saturday. Georgia Tech at University of Southern Florida, or South Florida. I don't know.
South Florida.
Yeah. Me and Emma talk about this all the time, my girlfriend, because South Florida, University of South Florida is not in South Florida. It's in Central Florida. It's in Tampa.
Whoa, I didn't know this.
It
changes my whole mindset on them.
Doesn't make a lot of sense, but that's why they're rivals of UCF, because they're only like 2 or 3 hours away or whatever. So this game should be good because Georgia Tech is probably the second best team in the ACC. I mean, they're a long way back from Clemson.
They're in the top 5 probably. Yeah. I don't really. They're kind of the same every year, and really they feel like they stepped out of a time machine from the 1940s. So I think they run the triple option. So yeah, I don't know. Should be entertaining.
Yeah, I mean. And USF was great last year. They had that nail-biter of a game against UCF. They're still good this year. They got Charlie Strong. It's going to be an interesting game for sure.
This is a good wake-up on Saturday morning game. Yeah. Get you primed for the rest of the day.
Yeah, I was not looking forward to many of these games, but this one should be fun, and there's other fun ones as well.
Sure.
So I'm going to give that one, I'm going to give it a 4.
I'll give it 3.5.
Because I really think this is going to be a tight one.
Cool.
Moving on, we got Colorado at Nebraska. As you may know, Nebraska did not play last weekend. Did my lights... Oh, we used to film in the Mercedes and the lights never turned on.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what?
I thought the parking lot lights went off for a second there. That was funny.
Do I have my key in? Oh, my key's not in. That's why they're not staying on.
Again, John, slipping.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, Colorado, Nebraska.
So Nebraska did not play last weekend. This is, sorry, the production value is low. They did not play last weekend. There we go.
Right.
Due to inclement weather, they weren't the only ones. Colorado is going to be playing in Nebraska. Please, dear God, don't postpone this game.
Yeah, this one, it would suck for many reasons if it got postponed. And Colorado coming off a win against Colorado State that was predicted.
Yeah. But Colorado looked good doing it. Something sort of.
Yeah, but these are former Big 12 foes back when Colorado was in the Big 12. So there's some history there.
I picked it only because it's going to be Frost's first. It's going to be the first time we see him, and also I think it's going to be a better first time seeing him than that other fucking game they were going to play, which was absolute trash. They were going to play some junk team.
Yeah, this way they get started off against a legitimate opponent.
Sort of.
In the Buffaloes. Yeah, legitimate enough.
Legitimate enough. I mean, more legitimate than, fucking Akron or something.
Sure.
So I'm going to give this one a 3 because I think Scott Frost is a very good coach and he's going to dust the shit out of Colorado.
Scott Frost is a very good coach, but I'm
not sure how much talent he has, though, so we'll see.
And I can't say for sure how good Colorado is, but I'll give it a 3.5 because I have faith in them to keep it a relatively close game.
All right, that's at 12:30. And we also have number 3 Georgia at number 24 South Carolina.
Yeah, this is one
at 12:30 as well.
Of the few matchups this week of 2 ranked opponents and an early all SEC matchup. So this one. I was a little hesitant just because Georgia is.
I mean, it's 3 versus 24.
Yeah, we were saying earlier there's such a big gap between the top 3 teams and the field that I was a little hesitant because it feels like it could turn into a runaway. But at the same time, South Carolina is a gritty team. They're at home. I feel like they'll stick around in this one at least for a while.
Oh yeah.
And who knows? Maybe Georgia will come in flat-footed.
I'm going to give it a 3 for the reasons Eamon just said. I think Georgia might come in and just hit a wall at first. But I think they'll probably win in the end. But I'm really hoping South Carolina can keep it close.
I'll give it a 4.
What?
Yeah.
You're crazy.
I know.
You crazy.
I know.
Okay, all right. That was at 12:30. Now, we have me and Eamon's favorite rivalry matchup every year at 2 p.m. Iowa State versus Iowa.
I do love this rivalry.
This is always a good.
Is there a name for it?
Has it ever not been?
It's got to be called the Corn Bowl, right?
The Children of the Corn.
Get that corn out of my face.
Iowa's good. Iowa State's good. They're always good. Are they ever not good? I don't know.
I feel like they're always kind of on the same level, or at least they have been in recent years.
Maybe we shouldn't call it good, but they're always on the same level
of each other. I mean, yeah, no, they're evenly matched, and the passion is there from the fans, and you know they do play each other early every year. It's kind of an early rivalry game because they're not in the same conference. Yeah, I don't know, man. 3.5, I'd say.
I'm gonna definitely give it 3.5 as well. I mean, it's a rivalry game. It's always good.
Yeah.
So that was at 2. Then at 4, we skip ahead 2 hours. You have number 2 Clemson at Texas A&M. This is, as Eamon pointed out, Dabo versus Jimbo.
Yeah, they had some the two silly names of college football. Yeah, they had some classic matchups over the years in the ACC. When Jimbo was over at FSU.
And I know you're saying you guys just picked a number 2 against an unranked opponent, but I mean, Texas A&M did what they were supposed to do last week. They blasted that team they played straight out of the water, like 57-3 or something.
Yeah, this is us being optimistic again, and just hoping for a good game mostly.
It's at home for A&M. So.
Exactly. Yeah. I will almost always defer to a favorite going into a road stadium, and like the road team, the home team is good. So yeah, we'll see about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna give that I'm gonna give it a 3.5 again. These games are dangerous. I'm always afraid.
3.5 too. Yeah. No, there's only like 1 or 2 like jump off the page games this weekend, so we're kind of stretching a little bit.
We're buying our way toward it. We're walking.
Why did we even pick this one?
I know.
Can we skip it?
That was it. That was at 4. I picked this one. This is Fresno State at Minnesota at 4:30 p.m.
I've got nothing on this except
the Vegas line's like 2.
I've got nothing on this except I like Jeff Tedford generally. So
same, yeah. I mean, Minnesota's decent. Fresno State's been decent. Should be a tight game.
They give it a 3.
I'll give it a 3 as well. It should be a tight game, but we don't. It could go either way. Who knows? Well, moving on. That was at 4:30. At 5, we have number 13, Pennsylvania State at the University of Pittsburgh. So it's the interstate rivalry. Not inter.
Yeah, and Penn State almost suffered a crushing upset to Appalachian State, who's used to that sort of thing.
Yeah. So if they didn't learn anything, then they're going to walk into Pittsburgh and get their asses stomped.
Yeah, into Heinz Field, I imagine, on the chewed up turf of Heinz Field.
Yep.
Yeah, and I feel like Pitt always kind of rises to the level of their opponent when they're at home. We saw that against Miami last year, obviously.
We did, yeah.
We've seen it at other occasions, I think.
We have.
So yeah, and they're close enough that I there's probably some bad blood there.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's where's Penn State's in Happy Valley.
Happy Valley.
I don't even know where that is. I know where Pittsburgh is.
I think it's relatively close to Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
So
don't add me.
Yeah. I think that's probably a 4.
I'll give it a
3.5.
Yeah,
all right. I'll give it a 3.5 too. I know you're saying,
wow. Don't let me change your mind, buddy.
I mean, it could. It's the second week. What if Penn State's actually good? We don't know.
Yeah,
we're gonna find out.
We're just some guys in a car.
That's the purpose of these games. They are gonna figure it out for us.
Yes. Yeah, the first few weeks we're kind of winging it.
Yeah. Just, we gotta get
then the expertise kicks in later.
Exactly. Yeah. My brain spools. Eamon's brain spools up.
Yeah.
And then we get going.
That's exactly what it does.
Yeah. So that was at 5. Next we have at 5:30.
Marquee game of the weekend.
Yeah, we decided this is the marquee game of the weekend. These guys, you've never heard of them. It's Number 17, University of Southern California.
University of Central Los Angeles.
Yeah, University of Central LA.
Of South Central.
South Central.
It is kind of close to Compton, honestly.
It is. It's like right.
Yeah.
I've been by it. It's right in a somewhat dangerous area.
It really is, yeah.
And Stanford, who's number 10 for some reason. And this is at Stanford. So, this rivalry's been going on for years. Private school on private school violence.
Oh yeah, rich kids going at each other. It always makes for a fairly interesting game.
There's been some memorable ones. I would almost call one or two of them classics.
Oh yeah. Sure.
I
never know who to root for.
Yeah.
This game tears me apart.
I always root against USC just because I hate USC.
I don't like either of them at all. So I just kind of root for just a sloppy game where both of them can fall in the right.
And I believe we got that last year.
Probably, yeah.
I think we did get a
might get it this year.
game. So that
and
I'm going to
be at Stanford in front of 2,000 people, probably 2,500 people.
Oh yeah, probably right around there. It's a small stadium. It's very
and the students aren't even there yet, so
it's very homey. It's very comfortable.
Yeah, except there's school hasn't even started yet for Stanford, so nobody's there.
Yeah, no one will be there.
Not that people go anyways, but I give it 4 stars.
I will give it 4 stars as well. That should be the best game of the weekend.
Yeah,
we shall see.
Hopefully.
But this next one might just trounce it.
Yeah,
we have Cal,
beloved California Golden Bears,
the beloveds. We were just in In-N-Out, and the band stopped by to get some In-N-Out. They're driving to Utah.
Yeah, to Provo.
Yep, Provo, Utah.
Take on the Stormin' Mormons of BYU.
Mm-hmm. So that is Cal at BYU will be at 7:15 p.m.
Yeah, and this should, if I'm reading my pregame stuff correctly, this should be a battle of 2 evenly matched teams, defensive-minded teams that run the ball, don't really pass the ball that effectively. So it should be close, and old-style football, I guess.
I've got high hopes. I think Cal will win.
I hope so. God.
I think it will be close. This will not be an easy game.
No, a good test, though.
Yeah, absolutely. So, oh boy.
4 stars.
4 stars.
Yeah.
I will give it 4 stars. And that's at 7:15. Then a half hour later, we have the last good game of the night. You have 2 nightcappers that are not very good matchups, but if you have to watch football, I guess turn on Hawaii and Rice.
Oh yeah, if you're a football junkie, you've always got Hawaii to hold you over.
Mainline it.
But this one's number 15, Michigan State.
You might have heard of them.
Going into the desert, Tempe taking on ASU, and the Herms, as they're known. The Hermans.
Arizona State Herms.
And ASU, although they were playing UTSA last week, they looked pretty good. They definitely looked better than Arizona did.
I'll give Eamon some credit here. UTSA's stadium is always used for a bowl game, so they must be good to some degree.
I'll take your word for it.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't know. The ASU looked better last week than I thought they might, and so this is a good first test against the quality opponent.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't realize MSU was ranked that high, to be honest.
Neither did I, but I will say generally when they're ranked, they mostly earn it. They're in the Big Ten and their name is not Ohio State.
True.
So if they have
Got
any
that
rank,
going for them.
yeah, they probably did something to get it. So
I'd say 4 stars on that one.
I'm gonna give it 4 as well. No.
Whoa.
I'm giving it a 3.5.
Okay.
I was about to say that I kind of believe in ASU, but I don't yet.
Oh, I don't.
I need one more game to prove it.
No, you have no reason to.
Yeah. If you can prove it to me in this game, power to you. But all right, Herm, if that is your real name.
It very possibly isn't.
Yeah. And I guess we can wrap this up. So that'll be at 7:45. That's the last game of Saturday.
Yep.
Sunday we have NFL football. Monday we have NFL. Yeah.
Power through this week, everybody. This is it's a little bit light, but we believe in you.
You just take this opportunity to get outside, get some sunlight. There's a lot of games to skip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Get some sunlight before summer's gone.
Exactly. It's September. We're going fast.
Yeah.
Pumpkin spices at Pete's, pumpkin spices at Starbucks. It's all over. And I'm John.
And I'm Eamon.
Keep it lit.